हे गाइस वेलकम बैक टू अनदर डेव स्ट्रीम। सो आज का हमारा टास्क है एक यूआई बनाना फॉर आवर गेम, प्रॉब्ली अ बेटर यूआई, नॉट प्रॉब्ली एक्चुअली अ बेटर यूआई। ओके, सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड। विल स्टार्ट विद द यूआई सीन। ये अभी मेरा बना हुआ है ऐसा। होल्ड अप वन सेकेंड। Guys, if you have played Cyberpunk, would you prefer to play as male V or female V? अगर कोई है यहाँ पे तो कमेंट सेक्शन में बताओ मुझे। ओके, सो हम लोग यूज़ करने वाले हैं यूनिटी टूल किट एंड आई डोंट नो हाउ टू यूज़ इट, सो आई एम गोना लुक फॉर अ ट्यूटोरियल। There.
So let's create one. In our UI Toolkit folder, let's create UI Toolkit, UI document.
ये बना लिया था मैंने मेन मेन्यू, यूआई डॉक्यूमेंट एंड विजुअल किट भी बना ली थी।
This is going to generate a .uxml file or a visual tree asset document component. Scale with screen size so that no matter what resolution it
I'm gonna do this canvas में मेन गेम को इसको डिसेबल कर देते हैं।
scales with that, and I'm going to set this to 1920 by 1080 as well.
You know what, since I'm only working on UI right now, तो मैं थोड़ा सा चेंज कर रहा हूँ। ठीक है, that's better.
So to actually build our main menu, we need to go to the UI builder, and we can double click this to open that up. So if you look, this really isn't too far off from the Unity window, actually. We have an inspector over here, our viewport here, a hierarchy here, as well as a library of containers, controls, and numeric fields that we can drag in if we want.
Okay.
First, I'm going to select our visual tree asset here, and I'm going to change the canvas size to the resolution for our game. And you can hit fit to canvas to get this to fill nicely.
Okay, 1920 by 1080 मेरा भी है। फिट टू व्यू पोर्ट, फिट टू कैनवस नहीं है, व्यू पोर्ट है। डू आई ओके, फिट टू कैनवस की जगह फिट टू व्यू पॉइंट ये कर दिया मैंने। आई थिंक सेम ही होगा, राइट?
So
That's
first, I'm just going to get a heading to show up. To keep things nice and organized, I'm going to drag in a visual element. You can think of this as a container. In fact, let's go ahead and name it container over here. Now inside this container, I'm going to add in a label. Now, before we go any further, this is the perfect place to introduce style sheets and use them to our advantage.
Okay, visual and उसके अंदर text, and hashtag container label.
Up here, if we click plus, we can create a new USS, which stands for Unity Style Sheet. These are files that are very similar to CSS files if you've ever done any web development.
hike FPS. I'm also making a game. Nice, good for you, bro. Welcome to the stream.
Let that scare you off though, because we can do everything here in the UI builder if we want. We don't have to manually type it out, though you can do it that way
Share
if you
your
want.
link, I'll play.
I'm going to create a new USS and call it main menu style. Now within that style sheet, we can create what are called selectors and apply those selectors to as many elements in our hierarchy as we want.
Okay. Create a style sheet. कहाँ करना चाहिए? UI toolkit, themes. But why are you using Unity UI document? I'm using that Unity toolkit. It's something new and I wanted to learn it. So that's why, it's like something I can put in my resume later. But I know Unity toolkit. If you up for a feedback, I would love to hear. For the game? Yeah, sure. कहाँ डाला था इसने? UI toolkit में डाल सकते हैं ना? Yes. Main menu. How much experience do you have? Exactly 1 year, 10 months. And that's just working experience for Unity. Main menu, USS, save. Right?
Menu style. Now within that style sheet, we can create what are called selectors and apply those selectors to as many elements in our hierarchy as we want. So let's create one and call it
Sure, I can.
.header. Now let's apply that selector to our label. You can drag and drop it on. And if you don't want to do that, you can go over here and search it and press enter. You'll know when it's applied when it's highlighted like it is here.
You can join my Discord. You can message me there.
Now to show you how useful style sheets are, I'll temporarily create a new header. First, let's call this one header and call this header 2 and make sure we apply the .header style sheet to it.
Hope on Discord.
As well. Another nice visual way you can tell the style sheet has been applied is if we highlight over the selector, you'll see it highlights both of the labels.
Okay, so God damn it, shut up. What am I supposed? God damn it. Hold up.
Create a new UI. If you've ever done any we don't have to manually main menu selectors and apply those selectors to as many elements in our hierarchy as we want. So let's create one and call it .header. Now let's
Acha. I have joined. Okay. You want me to join right now? I'm kind of streaming here. Wait, let me just join.
selectors to as many
Hey, bro.
in our hierarchy
Hello?
we want.
Hello.
हाँ.
Okay. So I just want your feedbacks, like what I should do next on my
Bro, हिंदी
game.
बोल सकते हो ना?
ठीक है.
क्या फीडबैक चाहिए?
Sasquatch B Studio ये अच्छा ये सिखाता है.
मैं तो यूनिटी ये सीखना था मेरे को.
हाँ.
मैंने तो रैंडम सर्च ही करा है.
अच्छा.
तो
इसके वीडियोस थोड़े थोड़े टिप्स के अच्छा आते हैं, मैंने एक दो देखे हैं। लाइक 2 मिनट है बस, गेम स्टार्ट करके मैं स्क्रीन शेयर करता हूँ।
ओके।
तो उतना तो बना दिया है मैंने, पर लाइक कोडिंग कर सकते हैं, फिर भी मेरा माइंड डेड हो चुका है कि मैं क्या करूँ, मुझे इतना सी शार्प और यूनिटी पे एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है।
कोई बात
और
नहीं।
एनिमेशन कैसे ऐड करते हैं मुझे उसका उतना आइडिया नहीं है।
हाँ।
ठीक, अब चालू हो गया, स्क्रीन शेयर करता हूँ। शेयर स्क्रीन एंड डायरी दिख रहा है?
स्ट्रीम पे आना चाहिए कि नहीं? हाँ हाँ।
हाँ, आ गया ना, दिख रहा है ना अभी तो?
हाँ दिख रहा है, 2D गेम है।
हाँ ओके, मैं 3D गेम है।
नहीं मतलब मोबाइल के लिए।
हाँ, मोबाइल के लिए बना रहा हूँ मैं।
ओके।
तो मुझे दिक्कत ये है कि मैंने इतना तो पोर्शन कंप्लीट कर लिया है, सिंपल बेसिक्स वाला।
हम्म।
अभी इसमें एनिमेशंस कैसे डालूं, मुझे उसका आइडिया नहीं है। लाइक सिंपल गेम ही बनाया है मैंने, और साउंड्स डाल दिया है मैंने।
तो एनिमेशन किस चीज़ का डालना है?
एनिमेशन लाइक ट्रेल डालूं, या कैसे डाल सकते हैं, मतलब ये
डिसाइड
जो
करना है।
बॉल। हाँ मैं, यस, लाइक अगर मैं बॉल थ्रो करता हूँ
हाँ
तो ऐसे में ट्रेल का एनिमेशन डालूं, या लाइक एज पे जब बॉल यहाँ पे एज पे लग जाता है
तो VFX
बाउल
डालो
के।
ना उसमें, पार्टिकल सिस्टम। पार्टिकल
ओके
सिस्टम से ट्रेल बनेंगी और जैसे वो हिट करेगा वहाँ पे ट्रिगर लगा देना, उस पे एक पार्टिकल सिस्टम प्ले हो जाएगा।
वो पार्टिकल
एनिमेशन थोड़ी
सिस्टम
होगी।
को फॉलो कैसे करवाना है ऑब्जेक्ट के साथ, कुछ आइडिया नहीं है मुझे।
ये
एग्जाम्पल।
बॉल बॉल का ट्रेल बना देना एक, और एक पार्टिकल सिस्टम नहीं तो ढूंढ लो कि कैसे मिलता होगा। मैंने भी यूनिटी स्टोर पे एक आध पार्टिकल सिस्टम मिल गए थे मेरे को, बने बनाए।
अच्छा।
तो
हाँ हाँ।
उसको बस बॉल पे प्लेस कर देना, जैसे ही वो डिटेक्ट कर रहे होंगे ना कि ये गिरा है,
हाँ,
तो वाला प्ले कर देना, पार्टिकल सिस्टम डॉट प्ले।
तो वो प्ले हो जाएगा क्या ऐसे
हाँ
अपने?
ऐसे ही हो जाता है वो।
एक्चुअली
उसका
मैंने ये
वो
तो
देखना
सेट
पड़ेगा।
एनिमेटर, तो यहाँ से कुछ ऐड नहीं करना है क्या?
एनिमेशन की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है, पार्टिकल सिस्टम से हो जाएगा प्ले।
अच्छा,
एनिमेशन क्या ही प्ले करूँगी फिर।
इसमें एनिमेशन की जरूरत है या नहीं है ये
नहीं नहीं
गेम में?
नहीं, इसमें क्या ज़रूरत होगी।
विदाउट एनिमेशन हो जाएगा
हाँ
क्या?
हाँ। जैसे बॉल जाती है ना, तो वो पार्टिकल सिस्टम का कर देना। मेरी
हाँ
लास्ट
हाँ।
कंपनी में VFX आर्टिस्ट था, उसको ही पता है, वही बना के देता था मुझे। पार्टिकल तो मेरे को भी देखना पड़ेगा। जैसे चैटबॉट से पूछ लेना कि मेरे को एक ट्रेल बनानी है, तो उसके लिए क्या क्या सेटिंग्स
अच्छा,
रखनी है वो बता
क्योंकि
देगा।
मैं तो न्यू हूँ, मैं ये
हाँ
अभी अभी जस्ट मैंने स्टार्ट किया है, इसलिए मुझे
हाँ
इतना
हाँ
आइडिया
हाँ।
नहीं है।
हाँ समझ रहा हूँ मैं।
1 साल भी नहीं डाला है।
इसमें पार्टी ऐसे VFX के लिए या तो पार्टिकल सिस्टम यूज़ कर सकते हैं, या फिर एक VFX ग्राफ करके आता है, वो यूज़
हाँ
कर
हाँ।
सकते हैं। तो
अच्छा, तो वो सिर्फ
VFX,
ट्रेल बन जाएगा,
हाँ
मतलब ये इसके पीछे जो।
हाँ, जैसे ये जा रहा है ना, ट्रेल बन
हाँ,
जाएगा वो।
ओके, तो सिर्फ मुझे उसको अटैच करना है तो अपने आप
हाँ
उसके साथ ही रहेगा।
हाँ, इसका ये एप्पल का प्रीफैब होगा ना,
ये
उसमें
रहा,
बस एक
ये
वो डाल देना, पार्टिकल सिस्टम।
अच्छा, भाई ये रहा,
हम्म।
प्रीफर्ब है। यहाँ पे स्पीयर पर आइटम स्क्रिप्ट यहीं पे डालना होगा।
हाँ इंस्पेक्टर में।
ओके
ठीक है।
ओके ओके।
ओके।
थैंक यू।
बाय।
बाय बाय।
Okay, that was an interesting conversation. Now back to my UI.
Let's apply that selector to
I have to make header. Is that how it looks?
our label. You can drag and drop it on. And if you don't want to do that, you can go over here and search it and press enter. You'll know when it's applied when it's highlighted like it is here. Now to show you how useful style sheets are, I'll temporarily create a new header. First, let's call this one header and call this header 2 and make sure we apply the dot header style sheet to it as well. Another nice visual
ये root के अंदर क्यों है? Root is different. It's not inside anything, right? Style variables display. Are you kidding me? No. 100%. Sort of. ये मेरा लेबल है, हेडर उस पे आ रहा है. Yes.
Visual way you can tell the style sheet has been applied is if we highlight over the selector, you'll see it highlights both of the labels, which is great. I'm going to select our header selector and make its font size 40 and make it white. So already, hopefully that makes it clear. Any changes we make to the style sheet changes all the items that have that style sheet applied to them.
Okay.
Now, of course, you can overwrite the style sheet and change individual properties. I'll make this second one black. Now, kind of like prefab game objects, it bolds the property overwrite.
Style class list. Header. Display opacity. ये वीडियो कितनी पुरानी है? 1 साल पुरानी है. Size. Text. Okay.
So now if I change the color on my style sheet, it's only going to affect the first one because I'm overwriting it in the individual property here. You can undo the overwrite by right-clicking, and it gives us the option to unset just that one property or all of them. You can hit Ctrl+S to save. Now you'll notice that we cannot see this in our scene view, which is probably my favorite thing. No more UI covering up your game objects in the scene view. But if you go to the game view, our text is right there, whether we hit play or not.
That's a thing. Yep.
As long as this script is active. As soon as it's not, that text disappears. All right, so next let's set up a couple of buttons. Go ahead and delete the second label there. We don't need it. And also let's change this to say main menu. And now I'm going to drag a button on there. Now let's create a .button selector in our style sheet and apply that to our button. I'm going to change the text size to 20. And change the width. You'll notice that auto just fills out the whole visual element container that we set up. So I'm going to change this to 220 pixels and 60 pixels tall. Let's center the alignment.
Okay. I can add button to it. This is my USS. Okay. Something. Button. नीचे आइए. ओके सो दिस इज कि अगर मुझे बटन एक जैसा चाहिए, प्रॉब्ली मुझे एक जैसा ही चाहिए. साइज पिक्सल 300. अच्छा इनने क्या रखा है 220/60. देन अलाइन में क्या कर रहा है वो ऑटो. ओ ओ ये उसका अलाइनमेंट है. आई कैन increase the size and stuff here.
If we go to border, we can actually round the corners. I'm going to bring up the radius to 10 pixels. And if we go to background, we can change the color if we want. But actually, I'd rather use a button sprite. I got this pack from Unity's Dragon Crashers demo, which is linked in the description. So we can choose from a
I need that. Not a dragon crasher, but something zombie themed. जस्टिफाई को नहीं, सेंटर में। अब इसको थोड़ा सा नीचे लाए तो कैसे आएगा नीचे? Texture. Okay, nope. Wait, what did you do about the curvy edges? Is that a term I should use? Curvy design and stuff.
background, we can change the color if we want. But actually, I'd rather use a button sprite. I got this pack from Unity. Change the color if we want, but bring up the radius to 10 pixels.
Border. Border. My game will have better VFX than Border. No, not really, but बोलने में क्या जा रहा है? Border 2.
If we go to border, we can actually round the corners. I'm going to bring up the radius to 10 pixels.
Nope, not display border. Broader. What the fuck? तुमने क्या रखा? 10 pixel. Yeah, that's good enough. अगर मैं इसकी रेडियस और कम कर दूँ तो 20. Size. This is label, right? Yes. $300 by 60. So text, yes. 50. Why? No, stay there. God damn it. Okay, let's follow more.
And if we go to
देखते हैं क्या
background,
होता
we can change the color if we want. But actually, I'd rather use a button sprite. I got this pack from Unity's Dragon Crashers demo, which is linked in the description. So we can choose from a texture, a render texture, a sprite, or a vector, which is awesome. I'm just going to bring in a button sprite. I'm going to increase the margin at the top a little bit. And I'm going to make this one say start. Okay, now.
Okay. क्या मुझे भी ये पहले ढूंढ लेना चाहिए? Searching UI pack for zombie game. Ready-made UI packs. Asset store. Game UI kit. Flat Royal. 4400. मार्केट प्लेस itch.io पे मिलते हैं क्या? Can I get Zombie, zombie, zombie. Unreal zombie shooter kit. 2D character zombie pack. नहीं. Dead items. अरे $13. हाँ यहाँ प्राइस तो लिखा हुआ है. Can I? $2D 3D sprites. There is no such thing as UI here. Free peek. I think that's something I've used in the past. Creative work reimagine. Can I? Can I? Can I? Can I? Zombie game UI items UI images. The graveyard. This is like really animated. Halloween menu. अरे खाने का मेन्यू नहीं चाहिए मेरे को. Zimmy for zombie. Do I only have animated things here? तो डिजाइन बाद में देखेंगे. I mean, some thinking गेम का टाइटल यहाँ, इधर पे मेरा कैरेक्टर खड़ी होंगी और यहाँ पर फिर ऑप्शंस. How about that? The thing is कि UI का पार्ट है और वो कैरेक्टर जो है यहाँ पे मेरे को अलग से खड़ा करना पड़ेगा उसे. I don't think that would be an issue.
Let's make another button and assign our button style sheet to it and make this one say settings. So let's do what we would do if this were a real game and make it not super ugly. I'll start by assigning a background. Again, I grabbed these from Unity's project, which is free. This is a nice 1920 by 1080 sprite. So in our visual element container here, let's assign a background to it. And I'll just select sprite. And there we go. I also brought in this font here from the same project. So I'm going to assign that font to our header style sheet and delete out the font asset. And I'm actually going to bring that up to like 100 and center it. And same with the button style sheets as well. I'm going to change the font and make them white.
Oh, that is too much work. Maybe I can find something on Unity Asset Store. I have joined. Now I have a choice here. I have a choice to make. Do I make my game like fun and it does not match any theme or any something like that? तो मैं ये यूज कर सकता हूँ, जैसे अगर नहीं करना मुझे इतना डार्क थीम. Hey, what? I have bubble font 2D RPG button 7. This looks better. It does not match the theme of my game, but I think isn't that the purpose of my game? कि कोई थीम किसी से मैच ही ना करे. सी क्योंकि अगर मेरा गेम का मैप भी देखोगे आप, तो मॉडल है हाई एंड एंड इसका जो एनवायरनमेंट है वो लो पॉली में. सेव स्टीम पंक डाउनलोड. Here I go. You know what? ये तो छपाई का काम है, तो मैं इसको बाद में देख सकता हूँ. पहले वीडियो कंप्लीट कर लो.
There we go. That's much better. So
Too late. Where is it? UI toolkit? नहीं. UI. Terrain text. Text Mesh Pro. कोई सीन नहीं है यहाँ पे. हाँ. बटन A1. Alternative color. What the? Okay. 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 वेट स्प्राइट शीट में से उठाना पड़ेगा मुझे. Okay. Okay. I... Gemini. Create a background for my zombie game. Main menu with resolution 1920 by 1080. Nano banana. Come on, you can give me something good. I'm on the pro version. Last Stand Apocalypse. Remove buttons. Okay. This is good enough for now, right? Properties. अरे 12. Can you make it white screen for widescreen? Dude, what the hell? यही तो नहीं करना था. Convert. Resize file online. Okay. Will this do it? Pixels ना फटे ऐसा. I have 16 tokens. How do I download it? Enter value or what the hell is DPI? I don't know what is DPI. 10 ही रखते हैं फिर. थोड़ा सा पिक्सेलेटेड है बट आई थिंक इट्स फाइन. अरे तेरे को स्क्वायर किसने बोला था भाई? गाइस एनीवन नो एनी इमेज जनरेशन सॉफ्टवेयर जो मेरे को 1920 बाय 1080 पिक्सल्स में बना इमेज निकाल के दे दे? DaVinci AI image generator. Turn your words into artwork. Okay. Continue. ta 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 na na. ये क्या हो गया तुम्हारा मैं और तुम. Dude, what? $19.99. White screen 1920x. I'm not tired of waiting. What? How long do I have to wait? अरे यार, अरे यही तो नहीं चाहिए था. अब मैंने इरेज बोला है तो ये क्या अब दीवार इरेज कर देगा या टेक्स्ट इरेज करेगा? हाउ स्मार्ट आर यू डा विंची एआई? ओके, स्मार्ट इनफ. अपस्केल. Make it, convert it into 1920 by 10. तुम्हें देखो ना. अरे एरो पे क्लिक करना था क्या? Can you? Fuck it. I'm just gonna use this image then for now. जब तक कुछ अच्छा नहीं मिलता. No, wait. I need to. Where is Gemini? ये रहा. अभी के लिए रुक जाओ. मुझे यूआई टूल किट सीखना था. ये क्या बकचोदी करवा दे हो मेरे से. ओके, इनलाइन स्टाइल डिस्प्ले. Hey, what the fuck is this? अच्छा, वो उसके बॉडी का टेक्सचर. स्टीम पंक से है ना सारा. God damn it. Let's go with this one. ठीक है. Then border का इसका 1 कर दो. What? What is wrong with you? ऐसे ही है क्या ये? Okay. This is covering most of my screen, man. Ah, damn it. Okay, ठीक है. How do I write start game?
And make it not like this. Another button and assign our buttons. And if we go to background, we can change the color if we
Background.
want. But actually, I'd rather use a button sprite. I got this pack from Unity's Dragon Crashers demo, which is linked in the description. So we can choose from a texture, a render texture, a sprite, or a vector, which is awesome. I'm just going to bring in a button sprite. I'm going to increase the margin at the top a little bit. And I'm going to make this one say start.
Oh, attributes में. Button, then attributes में यहाँ start. बैकग्राउंड गायब और ये चालू हो गया. हाँ, इमेज टिंट 50-50. ठीक है, 100/100.
Okay, now let's make another button and assign our button style sheet to it. And make this one say settings.
Okay. Button here. Nope, इसके अंदर. Did I not save or something? Save. क्या मैंने इसको असाइन ही नहीं करा? Okay, what is wrong with you, game?
The margin at the top a little bit. And I'm going to make this one say start. Okay, now let's make another button and assign our button style sheet to it. And make this one say settings. So let's do what we would.
यही तो कर रहा हूँ मैं भी. Added है. What am I doing wrong? God damn it. I can probably just duplicate stuff, but इसमें क्या क्या दिक्कत आ रही है? Let me go back.
Set this to 1920 by 1080 as we can double click. Actually, we have an inspector of container. Get a heading to show up. To keep placed in here in the UI builder if we want, we don't have to manually type it out, though you can do it that way if you want. I'm going to create a new USS and call it main menu style. Now within that style sheet, we can create what are called selectors and apply those selectors to as many elements in our hierarchy as we want. So let's create one and call it .header. Now let's apply that selector to our label. You can drag and drop it on. And if you don't want to do that, you can go over here and search it and press enter. You'll know when it's applied when it's highlighted like it is here. Now to show you how useful style sheets are, I'll temporarily create a new header. First, let's call this one header and call this header 2 and make sure we apply the .header style sheet to it as well. Another nice visual way you can tell the style sheet has been applied is if we highlight over the selector, you'll see it highlights both of the labels, which is great.
All right.
I'm going to select our header selector and make its font size 40 and make it white. So already, hopefully that makes it clear. Any changes we make to the style sheet changes all the items that have that style sheet applied to them.
Button. तो मेरे इसमें क्यों नहीं हो रहा है ये? Position, okay. Right. Icon image. इसको टेक्सचर से स्प्राइट कर दूं मैं. Style sheet. Dot button. ठीक है। टेक्स्ट what is this chat? Ay. बैकग्राउंड साइज का क्या करूँगा मैं? ट्रांसफॉर्म वाई का साइज बढ़ा दे अगर। ओप that's gonna be an issue। अगर इतनी बड़ी बटन होंगी तो इतना इशू नहीं आना चाहिए यूजुअली, नो? देयर save, does this save in the selector button? Okay, as we can see, (276 by 135). Okay, that's nice and dandy। no button हो गई। I'm gonna delete this। Nope, delete it। ये मेरी पहली बटन, ये दूसरी बटन, इसमें मैं लगा देता हूँ ये एलिमेंट। वो हो गया सही। Alright,
Now, of course, you can overwrite the style sheet and change individual. Again, I grabbed these from Unity's not super ugly. I'll start by assigning a background.
Yes, over here. 450 कर देते हैं. ओके, तो ये बटन है मेरी स्टार्ट, ये बटन है सेटिंग्स. ठीक है, ये बटन मेरी सेटिंग है.
Again, I grabbed these from Unity's project, which is free. This is a nice 1920 by 1080 sprite. So in our visual element container here, let's assign a background to it. And I'll just select sprite. And there we go.
Right. Container. Gemini generated. It does not look very good, but whatever.
I also brought in this font here from the same project. So I'm going to assign that font to our header style sheet and delete out the font asset. And I'm actually going to bring that up to like 100 and center it. And same with the button style sheets as well. I'm going to change the font and make them white.
God damn it, I need a font as well. I probably should get a font, right? Position के लिए क्या कहाँ जा रहा है ये?
And that font to our header style sheet and delete out the font asset. And I'm actually going to bring that up to like 100 and center it.
Text. Uh, Last stand zombie apocalypse.
And delete out the font asset. And I'm actually going to bring that up to like 100 and center it. And same with the button.
इसी को सेलेक्ट किया है, सेंटर प्रेस किया है, पर ये सेंटर इतना ही क्यों आ रहा है? They change also the change stuff.
Style sheets as well. I'm going to change the font and make them white. There we go. That's much better. So next, let's look at how to assign on-click events to these buttons so that something actually happens in our game when we click on them. In our project, I'm going to create a new script called main menu events and attach it to our main menu game object and open it up. So first, to get UI Toolkit elements, we need to add the Unity Engine.UI elements namespace. And I'm going to get a reference to two things, our UI document and our button. By the way, if you're enjoying the video, then thank you if you leave a like or a comment. So in Awake, I'm going to get a reference to our UI document. It's sitting as a component on this game object, so we can just do a get component call.
Right. Main menu events. क्या करना है इसमें पहले प्राइवेट यूआई डॉक्यूमेंट लेना है. Oh, what? हम्म. और क्या लेना है? बटन. God damn it, why are my hands so big? कैपिटल है. ओके, तो डॉक्यूमेंट में
And as for the button, the syntax is a little bit strange, but it's not too bad. We're going to reference our UI document and find the root visual element, meaning where the hierarchy starts in our UI document, then use .q, which is short for query, and we'll find the name of our button, which I actually forgot to do. So I'm going to go back and call this one start game button and this one's settings. Now back in our script, I'll search for the string start game button. And this is going to return a visual element, but we can cast it as a button. Now we register a callback to the button.
uh, start game button. Okay, there. Then that's exactly what I wanted to write. Q as button, पर ऐसे लिखा है इसने. ठीक है.
So we'll say button.register callback. And there's all sorts of event types you can choose from. I'm going to choose a click event, and we'll call a method called onPlayGameClick, and we'll set that up down here, which is going to need a click event passed in as a parameter. And we'll just throw a debug.log when we press it. I'm also going to unregister the event if we disable the game object, as that is good practice.
All right. क्या करना चाहिए मुझे फिर? अब बटन रजिस्टर. Register callback.
Now you can see if we click play and I click this button, we get our log message. Now, if you have an event system in your project, the click event type we just registered to is actually tied to this left click here. You can see I added enter on my keyboard here. Now you can see if that is the selected button and I press enter, that works as well.
Save it. Close it. Game. Console. That's weird. अच्छा, वो स्क्रिप्ट लगी नहीं किसी पे. All right.
Hopefully that is enough info to get you started if you want to make a menu that works with keyboard and gamepad as well. Now we might have a whole bunch of buttons, so it might be a good thing to know how to subscribe a whole bunch of buttons from a list instead of one at a time like we just did. Let's say, for example, we want to play a sound whenever we click a button. So to do that, I would set up a list of buttons. And instead of queue and passing in a string, I'm going to use query and the type button and use .toList. Now I'll just do a for loop and register a callback for each button in the list. And we'll call a method called onAllButtonClick. And again, we'll unregister those in onDisable as well.
Okay, what you're doing is ठीक है, देन अवेक में गए, डॉक्यूमेंट लिया, व्हाट्स अप, हाय जॉर्डन, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम, जॉर्डन कुंबा 2049, मेन्यू बटन्स, आई गॉड डैम इट, यूआई डॉक्यूमेंट, dot root visual element dot query to list. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted to write. Wait, what? Screen is docked. Okay. मेन्यू बटन्स का हो गया. Oh god damn it, no. देन उसके बाद फॉर लूप लगाया उसने. रजिस्टर कॉल बैक, यस. ऑन प्ले क्लिक. Not debugging anything, right? All right, this is how we do it. What it's telling me to do. डिसेबल में जाएंगे, देन फॉर लूप लगा के ये सब डिसेबल करना है. अनरजिस्टर, ठीक है.
And what the heck, let's actually make it play a sound. So we'll grab an audio source and we'll play it in our event here. I'll just quickly add an audio source here and assign this sound and make sure play on awake is off. There you go. Okay, now I want to show you the built-in transition animations, which are easily my favorite part of this new system. You'll notice that on any of our elements, we have this transition animations right at the bottom here, but it's not quite as simple as just playing around with those values because we need to tell it what it's transitioning from and what are we transitioning to. So essentially we need a start and an end, and we control the start and end through different selectors here. So let's animate our buttons when we hover our mouse over them. Now the cool thing is our start is already done because we already made a dot button selector. So to set up our end transition, let's create a new selector and call it dot button colon hover. Now the naming here is really important. You cannot just call this whatever you want. The hover that we assigned with a colon is called a pseudo class. And in the case of the hover pseudo class, it will call an event whenever we're hovering our mouse over a visual element. I will leave a link down below to all of the built-in pseudo classes for the UI toolkit. Now, the fact that we've added this pseudo class to our dot button selector means that it will apply to all of our visual elements that have the dot button selector applied to it. If I wanted, I could do the same thing for all labels, for example, and say label hover. What that would mean is the hover event would fire whenever I was hovering the mouse over any label in our menu. So pseudo classes and the naming convention, it's just something important to keep in mind. Now we said this dot button hover was our end transition. So let's change what we want to actually change it to. I'm going to scale the buttons up to 1.1 on the X and the Y, and maybe tint them red as well. And finally, in order to actually trigger the animation, go back to our start element and change the duration to something above 0. If you want to test it in the UI builder, you can hit the preview button here. And if we highlight over our buttons, you can see they transition very nicely. You can add delays in there as well, and instead of transitioning all the changes we made all at once, we could do each one separately and stack them. It's very easy to do. And we have all these different easing options here. And I will leave a link for this easing graphic as well, but these are all of your standard easing options, and they will let you animate with some style very, very easily. If you are looking for more info on UI Toolkit, I will have a bunch of links down below, including Unity's UI Toolkit sample projects. There's actually 2 of them, but I recommend Quiz U to learn more about UI Toolkit because it's smaller and it's a lot easier to digest. There's also a whole UI Toolkit ebook, which is loaded with information. This system is still undergoing a lot of changes. Personally, I would use UI Toolkit for menu building in a commercial game now, but I would, for now, avoid it for your world space UI needs, as it's currently a whole lot easier to do that with the old system. But for menus, this is far superior to the old system. That's all I got. Bye.
That was okay. That was a quick buy over there. Nice. तो ये हो गया है. Then उसमें hover का system जो बोला था, that I can add, and I'll probably do that off stream. भूख लग रही है मुझे. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, or maybe day after tomorrow, or maybe when I feel like streaming. Bye.